So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Max and I'm an automotive enthusiast turned automotive entrepreneur, teaching other auto and moto enthusiasts how to enjoy their hobby, their passion for motorcycles and vehicles in a responsible financial way, and how to make money on your love for motorcycles. So that is a little bit about me and a little bit about the channel. I've owned dozens of bikes throughout the years, and I've found a way to be able to ride bikes that I love at absolutely no net cost, even profitably, and how to get free gear on top of that. Anyway, one of the common objections that I get, one of the things that I see prospective students who are thinking about joining is, well, you go through quite a few different bikes. It seems like you get them and you don't hang on to them for too long. So what if I get something that I actually truly enjoy, that I fall in love with and don't want to part ways with? Isn't that kind of the opposite of what you preach, that you're not supposed to get attached to a vehicle, and instead you're supposed to look at it from a financial perspective, not saying, oh, I'm in love with the Grom, or I'm in love with the Ducati Monster. How do I part ways with something that I absolutely fall in love with and love to ride around on? And to that I say, you can fall in love with a bike or a car or a truck or whatever sort of vehicle it is, and actually through the motorcycle money strategy or the automotive arbitrage strategy, enjoy these things for free, even profitably, and then roll that into the next vehicle to where you're coming out twice as far ahead as if you would have otherwise held. So let me break it down, not with some abstract ideology, but instead with two very real, clear-cut case studies, the two that I have sitting right behind me right now. So I fell in love with the Honda Grom, and if you've been watching the channel, you know that I love Ducatis, specifically white Ducatis. And when I got my first Monster that was exactly like this bike, I fell in love with it. I was like, this is a killer bike, especially for the price. I loved how it sounded, I loved how it rode, and I really, really like it. My heart sunk. My heart had sunk when I sold my first Grom and when I sold my Monster. But now I have both of them back, and even better versions of the ones that I had before. So I want to break it down with each of these bikes and tell you how I'm doing it and share with you that it's possible that you can do it too. So let's start off with the Monster. I got an incredible deal on a 2010 Ducati Monster 696 with ABS. It was also white, and it also had, hopefully you can see, the Termi exhaust right here. So I bought this exact bike with, I think it was 12 to 15,000 miles, somewhere around there. It was kind of high. I got this bike, I fell in love with it, I was riding it, really enjoying it, and I sold it. I collected my profits out of it. I actually made a ton of money on that bike, which was amazing. I'll throw up the numbers right here. I put it on an Instagram post. I think it was like $1,700 net after every expense, even owning and riding a Ducati. So I was able to do that for free and even make well over $1,000 on that bike, getting to enjoy it and ride it and love it. Well, when I sold it, I had a little hole in my heart. I was like, you know what? This thing was amazing. I really liked it. And so guess what? I found another one. I found this exact bike right here, which is the same bike, not the exact same bike, not the same VIN, but it is the same spec. It is a 2010 Ducati Monster 696 with ABS. It's also white, and it has the exact same modifications, the exact same exhaust. And this one has bar end mirrors. It has some gold on the grips and the brakes, which is awesome because you know my colors are white and, well, gold. So this one is a 6,000 mile example with the exact same modifications, except a little bit better suited to me with the accenting gold that's on the bike, and it is a less worn out bike. It has lower miles. The engine has less wear, the transmission has less wear, the brakes have less wear. Overall, it is a better bike because there's less miles on it. So I get to ride this and I get to enjoy this until it comes time for me to reliquidate my capital, my investment that I have put into this thing, and get that cash back out, hopefully losing no money, but probably even making some, hopefully well over $1,000, because I was able to buy this one in a smart, strategic way as well. So I'm getting to ride this bike that I love. I sold it and I was without one for a very short period of time. And then I came across this incredible deal and picked it up. So now I have the exact same bike with the exact same exhaust that I love. So now let's talk about the Grom right here. It's a very hyped up bike. There's so much talk about it on the internet. Everyone talks about the 600 cc's, leader bike specifically. Big boy Busa, and the little baby Grom, and those are some really, really hypey bikes on the internet. Well, up to this point, I'd never owned one, so I was looking on the market. I found a yellow one. It was the first generation with the single headlight without the split, and it was an incredible deal. I picked that up in Laguna Beach, just like 20 miles away from here, my favorite place in the world. I bought that bike, I rode it home, I enjoyed it. I was ripping it around and I was like, man, this thing is a blast for a 125cc bike with absolutely no horsepower. I didn't think that I was going to like it, honestly, but I fell in love with the thing. It's a blast to ride and I really, really liked it. Well, the same thing had happened. I was ready to liquidate. I was ready to pull out that capital, and I even collected a little bit of money when it came to sell this bike, and I was left with that same thing, the hole in my heart. I was like, I want another little Grom in my life to run around town, to run errands, because it's not always about who can go the fastest and racing at stoplights and doing freeway pulls. Sometimes you just want a tame little Grom that you can play with. Bear in mind, my first one was completely stock other than a surfboard rack. So like I said, it was purchased in Laguna Beach. It's a little surf town. It's right on the coast. And so the guy that had it had a surfboard rack. That was the only modification done to the bike. Stock bike otherwise in terms of mirrors and exhaust and everything else. Now, if you know Groms, a lot of people stunt them. A lot of people modify them. So I was also thinking, you know what? It would be cool to have a modded Grom as well. So maybe I could find a newer Grom that's been modified that I can enjoy just the same and that can fill the void that my yellow Grom left in my heart and be a better version. So no shock here, I found this little guy, a 2019, pretty much one model year old Honda Grom with my favorite modifications. It has an exhaust, it has bar end mirrors, and it has a different sprocket, so it's a little quicker and goes a little bit faster. The speedo reads a little bit faster anyway. And so this is a modified bike that I get to enjoy. It's the Gen 2, so it's a newer bike, and fundamentally it's the same engine, but it is a newer, better bike that's been modified as well. So I got to upgrade from my old one while still making money on the yellow one, and I'm projecting to also make money on this one when it comes time to sell, when I'm ready to part ways with it. So hopefully that is proof and evidence enough that you can ride the bikes that you love and you can do it in a profitable manner. And not only that, let's compare the different financial positions that I would be in had I stayed with the original Monster and the original Grom. So if I stuck with the original Monster, I would still have all of that money invested. I wouldn't have any of those profits pulled out if I stayed with that original Monster. Well, an older bike, a higher mileage bike, and at this point, for riding it, I would have probably been due for a service, which if you know anything about new bikes, you know that the service costs can get really, really high, really expensive. So I would have bought the bike, I would have put money into it, I would have paid it out, and the bike would have gone down in value. So my cost, my investment into the machine, into the Monster would be up, and the value of it would be down. But because I sold it, because I didn't have an initial investment plus a little bit of profit that I made, we had more money to spend on this one. Now, I didn't even spend what I sold the other one for, so I still have some cash reserves, and this one doesn't need any servicing, and it's a lower worth more. So I have a better bike that's worth more with less financial investment. So when you compare the old Monster with this new circumstance, with this new Monster, it's a no-brainer. The same exact thing can be said about the Grom. I bought the bike, I collected my profits out of it, didn't have to service it, didn't have to change anything significant. No major maintenance, but again, it's a Honda, so it's not going to get pricey anyway. So I'm not too concerned about that, and they don't depreciate like crazy either. But still, now it's the face lifted gen, not the one in your back like my other one was. So it's worth more, and considering what I sold it for, I still have cash and capital. I haven't expended past the investment into this, so I'm able to rent a nicer modified bike at no cost, and I even have funds available compared to my yellow one. So that's the magic of the motorcycle learning manual. It's what I teach all of the students that are in the program. It's linked down below if you're interested in joining. But I just wanted to hop on and dispel that myth, that idea that if you fall in love with a bike, if you're enamored by something, if you love to ride something, that in order to do it in a financially smart and savvy way, you have to, for some reason, get rid of it and never ride it again. When that really couldn't be any less true. You can ride the bikes that you love, like the Grom or the Monster, and do it not even for free, but also profitably in this instance. So, shameless plug only because I know it will benefit you so much. It's a completely new paradigm for buying and riding the motorcycles that you love. Please, 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 for your benefit, get started in the program today. Obviously, you have a huge passion for motorcycles, and you're trying to learn how to do it in a more financially responsible way. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it this far into the video. So, just to sweeten the deal a little bit, I've dropped a coupon code. It's in the description as well. If you're ready to get started right now, you can put in that coupon and get started, get enrolled in the program today for a little bit less money, because I want to see you in there. I want to help you to get deals just like these to ride any sort of bike in any market for free or even profitably. So on that note, I think that's really it. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, give it a like, drop a comment down below telling me what you thought, and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with future videos that I have. There's some entertaining content, there's some educational content, and there's everything in between with all sorts of different bikes, cars, trucks, you name it, it's probably on the channel. So subscribe, smash the notification bell. Again, like the video, drop a comment, helps out the algorithm, and most importantly, get started in the program today. I want to see you win. I want to see you approaching your passion for motorcycles in a more financially responsible way. So hit up the link in the description, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.